contract where you'll never have to watch a movie alone again. I'm your host, Tim Leifheit, and back with me 1 year later, my good friend Nathan Ball. How you doing, Nathan?
I'm doing great, Tim. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, it's so good. 1 year ago, we decided to do a little action adventure flick with a saint from the movie gods, Keanu Reeves in John Wick. And now we're here again with John Wick 2. So yeah, I believe last time I remember bringing you on because a lot of the characteristics of John Wick in terms of writing style, I was kind of reminded of you. So I thought of no one more suited to do a commentary than you on this one. So yeah, so I think we should just talk about a little bit about John Wick and John Wick Chapter 2. So I want to hear your John Wick 2 experience.
Well, first off, Tim, flattery will get you everywhere. And it's a little hard to believe it's actually been a year, but I guess you're right, isn't it? So with John Wick, with me, I was captivated with the simplicity of the writing and how well it works out. And it might be a little bit because we all love Keanu Reeves. We've all seen those YouTube videos of him practicing and just being an absolute boss on the shooting range, which is just
holy hell,
right? Holy crap. And he's just a genuinely amazing actor. Anyways, I don't care what you say about his acting roles or if you liked it or didn't like it, but based on how the movies are written, you gotta love the flair that he brings to everything.
He's a great physical actor. Like,
yes.
He is great with action. He's not really the greatest for, like, intimate drama and subtlety and things like that. That's not really his shtick, but he's smart enough that he knows that. And the stuff that he takes advantage of what he is good at, he really takes advantage of it.
But you know what I think is really unique about him is, like, if you know anything about him as a person, he's gone through an unbelievable amount of heartache for somebody in anyone's life. And for him but for him to not be that big of a drama actor, I think, honestly, is more of a personal choice. And this is just me, in my opinion. But I think that's a personal choice of his. Because it's not like he hasn't felt those feelings either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine a lot of the pain of losing his wife, his real wife, not like John Wick
an unborn
wife.
child too.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of that grief was channeled in those early scenes in the very first one where he lost his movie wife.
Mm-hmm.
Because those scenes resonate with me even more. But I do want to know specifically some of your thoughts about this particular chapter. Because personally, I've seen all three already. This is actually my personal favorite of the three so far.
Really?
But that's just
I do have to admit that at the time of this recording, I have not watched chapter 3 yet. And then that's a mixture of the COVID stuff going on versus my own personal work schedule and just not making time. As a movie nerd, I'm failing. However, based on 1 and 2, and I did rewatch these the other day. Yeah, well, I did rewatch these the other day, just to kind of prep up for your podcast. And I gotta say, I think the most important bit is the fluidity from what it goes, or essentially episode 1 and then episode 2. Or scene 1 or scene 2, or however we want to say that, because there's not really much of a time skip at all. Maybe a week or so. I mean, it's pretty right away.
Even less.
Yeah. But as far as writing goes for chapter 2, I think the only thing that actually ever bugs me about the John Wick movies so far as a whole is it shows pain. And it shows damage. I mean, obviously, he's not this invincible demigod. Like, he does take bullets. He takes stabbings. He gets beat up. Very realistically beat up. He heals very quickly. which
Yes, that's the one thing.
yeah. But as far as story-wise, it does make sense. I mean, there's a fluidity of this made-up world that he's playing
Yes.
very much in line with. And the neat thing is, the important thing is, and what I love about this is, it gives hints of this backstory world that
Yeah. Yeah.
almost to the benefit of the viewer is not really explained unless it needs to be. So there's this mystery that honestly I don't want to know about because that would take away from it a little bit.
Yes. And now, as just a total devil's advocate, because I totally agree with you here, I see you're drinking. Is that bourbon?
Yes, sir, it is. This is Four Roses bourbon.
I've got me a classic Jack and Coke with me.
Yeah.
So I guess a cheers to Keanu.
Cheers.
But yeah, no, just to play a little bit of devil's advocate, because I do totally agree with you. I'm just kind of speaking for anyone who might be thinking of this. One could see how that's very easily could make it a deus ex machina, where it's just whatever the script it needs to be done, and it makes it completely convenient for the writers. It could be that. I don't think so, though, because it's so fluid.
Well, I think one thing you have to keep in mind is that if it was, at some point you'd have to explain it. But they're able to, not saying it's necessarily incorrect in that assessment either, but the lack of what they give in Keanu Reeves' character of John Wick, they allude to his badassery more than I would say, arguably, actually show it. In fact, one of the first lines in this movie that we're about to see perfectly resonates with that. I believe it's the line from the uncle/brother of the last villain. He says, if anything, all of his exploits have been watered down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that. So if you got like a John Wick prequel, I think it would ruin it. And I think
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I think both his character and this world purposely being hidden in shadow, whether for the reason of the Deus Ex Machina or because they want to keep us in the light or in the dark purposely, I think it still works with how they put it out there because they're always keeping that in mind.
No, totally. It totally feels like that works. The only reason why I list this one as my favorite is because this is the one of the three where, because my fiance and I sat down and watched it because we right before we went to go see John Wick 3 in theaters. Well, actually, no, it wasn't right before we. It was like about 3 or 4 months out because I knew it was coming and I wanted to check out chapter 2 before I went into chapter 3. This movie actually pissed me off basically because of how it ended. Like when it ended, I was like, no, don't keep going. You are doing so good, movie. Like, I want to see what happens next. And I actually got so kind of angry at that ending because it was so good that I have since gone for myself. I actually made a supercut of all 3 of the films, which totals out to 5.5 hours. And the other reason why I wanted to do that is because, like you said, these do literally flow right into one another. I mean, when the first one ends, you say like maybe a day to maybe even a week max passes between the two. John Wick 2 ends, John Wick 3 immediately picks right up. Like, this whole franchise is just John Wick having a really bad month.
Yeah, apparently.
Really bad
John
month.
Wick is just done, and you can tell.
Well, I think we've talked enough about the movie. I think we should actually jump right on in. So, folks, if you've got a Blu-ray, you've got a streaming service, you got whatever, just cue your movie up because we are ready to get this show on the road in 3, 2, 1, click. And here we have our first little one of many production companies that finance these. That's the one thing that because I've said this many times in some of the podcasts that I've done, where I do some indie movies where you just see a buttload of different production companies that had to finance this because Hollywood's kind of in a weird conglomerate era, more so than it's probably ever been. But here we go, right into it. New York City, downtown at night.
Have you ever had the opportunity to be there yet,
stuff.
by the way?
I have, actually. Oh, and then, of course, right here, we got our little Buster Keaton homage to the greatest stuntman who ever lived. But, yeah, I've been to New York a couple of times. Don't really want to live there, though.
No, but gorgeous nightlife.
Yeah, and that's something that I really love, that these modern, film noir kind of thriller action movies do with their night sequences. Like this whole era of the 2010s onward of neo-noir thriller action movies that we've seen, especially that takes place in the city nightlife. They do with neon the same thing that hard-boiled detective movies from the 40s do with black and white. They just make it look so gorgeous and moody. So I understand that in this one, John Wick's trying to get his car back, but what's this one again?
What? What do you mean?
John Wick's is looking for his car.
Right.
What's he driving then?
I think he's still driving the loner from I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Oh, from John Leguizamo's character?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess you're right. I guess I just wish that they would have made it the loner look a little bit more distinct.
Well, it's not like it's not. I mean, it was a hell of a car, but I don't think they want to take anything away from his car.
Yeah. You got to have that certain John Wick brand with it, I guess. Oh shit! I really do love the world that they built with this, like, all because all of it's underground, and I think this is the reason why this one's probably my favorite of the three, because it really starts to expand on the world without bringing too much to light and keeping a good amount into the shadow.
Well, I think a lot of movies struggle with they enclose themselves off too much. Like, I'm gonna put a reference into the classic Tom Jane Punisher, whereas Howard Saint seemed to be this epoch of criminal underworld and worked with one set of guys, and so all of the crime essentially was right around there, and there was nothing else anywhere else, and that was great for a one-time story. But this, especially with how the last movie ended, it's easy to say he eradicated all of crime when that is far, far, far from the case. So I think it was really good to build and open up the world like you had said.
Yeah. I love the O, because if y'all don't remember from the first one, the O's are like a tribute to Keanu Reeves' trademark. Whoa.
The all-important puppy.
You need puppies?
I do need puppies.
For those who don't know, that, which is probably like all of you, my co-host here is wearing a beautiful shirt that I got him for Christmas, a John Wick shirt that says, "I need puppies." Lots of puppies. Oh, shit. I love that he makes him swallow the cigarette. John Wick doesn't like you smoking. Yeah.
So fluid.
Right? And I love the fact that they are smartly keeping his face either out of frame or in the shadows. You know, for... Oh, yeah, the fucking pencil. We're going to see it later, which is the coolest. But yeah, they kept his face... They kept his face in shadow or out of focus or just out of frame so that they can do this moment. Oh, yeah.
You know, the other thing I like about the choreography in itself, they're not boxing. Like, people don't fisticuff in the streets. Like, it's grappling. It's on the ground. It's rough.
Yep.
And, like, yep. I like that's the direction that they took it, instead of, like, a Marvel superhero fist fight, you know?
Yeah. Yep. It's a much different style of fighting.
Yeah.
And you can tell that it's mostly in the director for that, because for those of you who don't know, the director of both this and the last one was Chad Stahelski, and Stahelski was Keanu Reeves's stunt double on The Matrix.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. No, dude, totally.
Shameless plug, guys.
Stahelski was totally Keanu Reeves's stunt double for Neo in The Matrix.
So
all
you're
three of
telling
them
me
too,
that I
so.
have two men that look like Keanu Reeves responsible for this movie. Holy shit.
Oh my, the ladies. The ladies and you know, fucking just like everybody would be creaming their pants at that.
Well, I mean, yeah. We're only human, Tim.
Yeah, well, almost everybody.
Wow.
John Wick.
Pish posh.
Mr. Keanu.
Senor Humble himself.
I know. But now, okay, so what I really love about this sequence, it's not just a car chase. It's actually like car foo. Because if you notice, like, he'll like use the car to like push people over or take them inside out.
Well, he did that with the last fight scene, or the last fight scene in the last movie as well.
Yeah, a little bit.
Although I gotta say, I gotta say, I hate what they did to this car in the scene, though. As cool as it is, it hurts me.
Right. Well, it's hurting him, as you can see. He's like, "You wrecked my car?" Okay, between a couple of guys, that's really personal.
Yeah, but you could also tell, and I think he did a good job at acting this, you could tell the fuck it moment when he, right before he puts that car in reverse, he's like, well, I'm gonna kick your ass now this way.
Like, I was just gonna fuck off and run, but now I gotta kick all your asses and kill you at the same time.
Oh god, this is such a good move. But it gives me shivers.
I know, right?
Fuck.
Fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much.
And okay, so this is the second time I've seen Keanu Reeves wreck a car door for an action sequence in a movie. First time being in Speed.
Yeah.
You broke my door. Sir, I need to take your phone. I need to take your phone. Take the phone.
You should call me whenever you decide to do Speed. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Oh, dude, Speed is still in my opinion, still one of the best action movies ever made.
Completely absurd, but yes.
I don't care. It's fucking amazing.
I also like how he casually just restarts the car. Like, I could shoot you, but I want to do this. Oh, fuck.
Oh!
Yeah. Like balls.
Jesus. Oh my god, the look on the mob boss's face. He's just like, is it over? Did I win?
I also like how at no point did this mob boss think that he was going to get out of this.
I know, right?
He was just like, well, it's happening.
Yep.
You can try.
Oh. Oh.
Who gets up after that?
Keanu Reeves does. Although, actually, to be fair, that was Keanu has gone on the record to say many times he does like 95% of his stunts, but him getting hit by the cab was not one of them. So when you see him getting hit by that cab, that was not Keanu.
I'm just,
but otherwise, it's like
I've never personally been hit by a car, but I imagine it sucks.
It's not. It actually, the getting hit by if you know how, getting hit by the car is not the worst part. It's hitting the asphalt.
Tim, have you been hit by a car?
No, but I have talked to some stunt people because the trick is to try to leap into the windshield.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you want to. Oh God, fucking kneecaps. But you want to leap into the windshield in order to minimize the actual hit. So really, the only painful part is actually hitting the pavement. Jesus Christ! I need to change my pants. Oh, this is such a great flex. He just walks in there, all casual like, helps himself to a drink.
We both know we've never tasted vodka that nice.
I know, right? Oh,
I'm so curious.
That's rich people vodka.
I don't even like vodka that much, but I'm pretty certain I could do that.
For sure. Especially if it's got a fruit. Well, I'm more of a fruity kind of vodka guy. And something tells me that these guys are not about that. But I am willing to bet that it would be hella smooth.
You don't know that. That could be banana flavored vodka right there, and you have no idea.
Probably. You know what?
That could just be his taste. Also, I want to point out something else about the movie that I really like in all the movies so far.
Yeah.
Their choosing of the actual movie subtitles.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Dude, when I first saw the first one when they did that, I'm like, this looks like a fucking graphic novel comic book.
Right.
In literally the best way possible.
And I want to be clear, not the subtitles that you can turn on as a moviegoer, but the ones that are in the movie that help translate Russian or Italian or whatever they're speaking at the time. It's so good. And the first time I noticed was the first movie when they said Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
And I don't really know. It doesn't really show up in my head any earlier than that. But they're doing the same thing, and it's not overdone.
No. It just feels really comic booky. And then I also love the title sequence here with the coin and the death marker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I would kill for a prop replica of one of those. And then back to the house. Oh, baby.
You're working so hard.
Poor thing. And it's raining too. Like, this is just like the saddest sight. Like, not only is he like coming home to this and it's in the morning, and he also has to lean his head out the window just to see, like, in the rain.
I like the continuity that they did, though, with the minivan that they left in the first movie.
Yeah.
You didn't have to put that in there. Like, not a whole lot of people would have probably noticed.
Yep. Oh, little Little subtle reminder of the wife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually surprised they didn't clear that part out yet.
Well, you figure probably didn't have time because in the first movie he took it to the chop shop, and he refused it, and then he
Yeah.
immediately got put into hiding. So he probably dropped it off at his uncle's. Remember, this is only like a week or less. Probably didn't have
Maybe
time.
even a couple days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be it. Oh, I love the rain on the wall. Feels very kind of almost Kurosawa in
Uh-huh.
that way. Puppy. Good
I
puppy.
gotta say, I'm not really a fan of a whole lot of like considered modern quote unquote homes, but that's a really nice house.
Yes, it is.
It's built wonderfully, and it makes sense because you can tell his character is a man of focus, is a man of commitment. So you would expect all of his things to be very precise, not
And
cluttered, not
clean.
empty.
Fortress Fortuna.
Also, what a set of
But
tattoos.
yeah, I know, right? But apparently the other reason why his apartment or his house looks sort of the way that it does, because apparently his deceased wife was an award-winning art photographer.
Uh,
Yeah, so you would see like, oh yeah, that's totally a photographer's house.
oh yeah,
Good puppy.
breaking my heart left and right, Tim. You need to stop
I
this.
know.
I
Such
love
a
this scene. This is so funny.
yeah. Go get it.
I'm so sad this guy's character isn't in there more because I love it.
I know, right? Like this is actually one of because like I know a lot of people have issues with John Leguizamo for one reason or another, but yeah, I really wish I'd see a little bit more of the shop guy because he just seems like a really cool character.
Mm-hmm.
Minor spoiler for you.
Sorry, I love that line.
Minor spoiler though. Sadly, he does not show up in 3. I
Damn.
know. But to be fair, because like I said, John Wick 3 picks up right after this movie, like this like hours after that. Um um you can imagine that he'd probably be busy for a little while. Like he said, he's like, "Yeah, I'll have this back to you in like, Christmas 2030."
Right, yeah.
So I
The
guess it
crack in the
makes sense.
windshield line just gets me every time. I wish I was that clever. I really do. Like,
So he just came out of retirement, and now that it's all said and done, he's got his car back, he's got a new dog, the people that wronged him are gone. It's time to put everything back. And I love how meticulous the
mm-hmm.
sequence is. And he just puts everything back the way it was, cleans up the rubble, and then does this excellent job where he just completely paves it completely all over again.
And jumping a little forward, I like how the movie didn't just throw new goons at him and just shot up his house
Yeah,
again. Like
yeah,
not like, oh, you're not out now. Like they maybe a tad flimsy on the surface, but there was another reason,
yeah.
and they made it made
Which
sense.
yeah, because when you hear like, because when the first film is so well contained as an individual movie, you can imagine that as a writer you'd be like, well, what? How do we get John Wick to come back out, who clearly just wants to retire in quiet and peace? How do we do that in a convincing way that doesn't feel like it's just a stupid rehash?
Yeah. Which I think is probably why at the end of this movie they left it open versus just closing the storyline entirely like the first one. They
Yeah,
realized this was a good movie. People like it. They want to see more. let's not punish our
Yep.
writers.
Yeah. No, not at all. I totally sympathize them in that respect.
Oh, good God, me too.
And besides, what I mean, the end result is they delivered with a kick-ass sequel. Like,
Yeah,
this movie is balls to the wall solid.
yeah.
And I was a little bit taken, like, I guess I just had a little bit too high expectations for John Wick 3, which is probably why I didn't like it more than this one. But that's okay, because I'm still waiting for the rest of the overarching story to complete, because I have a feeling that the writers and the creators and all that, they have their end game. Not like actual Avengers end game.
Yeah, right,
But
right,
what when, because Endgame, it wasn't Endgame with Disney. They kept
right.
fucking going after Endgame, but that's a whole nother thing.
That's a
Um,
different podcast, Tim. We'll get there when we get there.
well, I'm gonna be doing that with my buddy Mark, with Marvel Movie of the Month with Mark.
Oh
Keep a
God.
lookout for that. But yeah, no, I actually can kind of see where they're going, because actually they came up with something kind of brilliant, or it
Mm-hmm.
just might be a rumor or something, but apparently they want to make 5 of these,
That'd
and
be
have,
nice.
yeah, and they want to have each individual movie be a representation for the 5 stages of grief.
Yeah, that'd be fair.
So
Also,
yeah, I don't
sidetrack
know
to
if,
the actual movie though. I
yes.
immediately hated this character.
I
Immediately,
know.
like he's such a twat. Like,
Yeah. Like, well, maybe it's because he's Italian, maybe it's not, but
I don't.
there's
No,
definitely a level
no.
of fuckboy in there.
I've met Italian people that are lovely, lovely people. He's a twat.
Oh no, yeah, yeah, true. I'm just thinking, like, I don't think it's because it's because he's Italian, but he is fuckboy for sure.
Well, like in the span of the movie, and this works great as a
Mhm.
way to jump back in, and so you
Yes.
needed it.
Yeah.
But there's something about this guy's character. He says he wouldn't have called him if he would have stayed in retirement. Bullshit.
Yeah, he would
There's
have
some.
called anyway.
Yeah, with the motive this guy has and what he wants and stuff like that, with the power he had with that marker, you could tell he's lying right now in this scene. But that's why I like how he did the character. I hate the character, but he played it off well.
Yeah, yeah, like, he's like, "Oh, John Wick's back out on the circuit? Like, I heard he retired a few years ago. He's back? I'm gonna
Yeah,
take advantage of that
yeah.
because I'm a dick."
Well, but then you still feel like that's bullshit. You were going to do this anyways. You just now have a
Yeah,
convenient excuse,
yeah.
you know?
And of course he had to fucking knock on his door the second he got done plastering his floor back, and when he just reburied his past. Oh, there she is, the famous Ruby Rose. I love her character in this movie so much. The mute assassin, uh, who might also be a lesbian, like Ruby Rose, I think. She kind of goes back and forth, but who cares? She's awesome. And I love
Mm-hmm.
the hand tats.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
like them at first though because it seemed like they wanted to over brutalize characters, but later on I thought it actually worked with their character style.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
So you mentioned how much you dug his house.
Mhm. No, I know. Yeah, stop it, Tim. You already killed the car for me. I
Um
Oh god. And you know what's going to
Oh
happen too.
dear. Yep. Like, as soon as he pulls out the grenade launcher, you're like, oh fuck.
And the thing is, John Wick knew what was going to happen too. Like,
A little bit, I think.
in this world of rules, which we'll get that conversation and explanation later, it's
Yeah.
pretty hard set. So you have to think that someone who has been in this world long enough to garner the respect of all these essentially OGs knows what every little subtlety means, and him saying no is such a hammer
Oh,
down.
yeah. Oh, so that shot just made me realize I'm so thankful that the puppy got out.
Oh, I know. I was so
Like,
nervous the first time I saw this. It's like,
like
don't
when
you
you first saw,
dare!
he just got a new one. Damn it. But all his wife's photographs, the house, like
I would like to
that's
point
a
out, Tim, that
gorgeous
I am
shot.
finishing this bottle far too early.
Yeah, I
And it's
finished
because of the
my
car
whiskey
and the
already.
house, specifically.
Yep, I finished it too. Okay, so here's something notable.
Yeah.
For all the gun violence and the dead bodies that pile up in this movie, this is the only time the cops and the firemen show up.
The cop showed up the first time.
True, and we also have the same officer from last time,
Yep.
Jimmy, I believe. Just by like, hey John, you yeah, you working again?
And then he goes, "Oh shit."
Yep. He's like, motherfucker, I think I am. I just do love that, like, inherent respect.
But that shows something about, like, in the real world, we all have this suspicion that the criminal underworld is in cahoots with quote unquote dirty cops, and that's always been a thing. But I don't think they're trying to portray the cop as dirty. I think they're trying to
No.
portray the cop as respectful of this dude and this way of life that they're portraying.
Yeah. Okay. Before I get to that point, I just noticed, did he just walk all the way to that hotel?
God, I fucking hope so.
Because
goddamn
you saw
John
him
Wick
walking across the bridge, through the streets, and up to this thing. I guess with all the assassin stuff that's out there, there's no assassin Uber. I guess. Well, they did blow up his car.
Yeah, they did.
His spare
no,
car.
the car's gone. But the minivan is
the,
blown up, which is
yeah,
fine.
the spare car. But yeah, no. My point was, what was my point? Fuck.
The criminal underworld that has so much respect.
Yeah. I believe the directors were just like, yeah, the cops are in the know, but this whole assassin doggy, this whole assassin culture is in the know, but they are their own entity. They operate inside their own laws, and they have no jurisdiction. The cops just have that are respectful of that.
But they also police themselves very well as well. Like, if one dude goes on a rampage, they're taken care of. So the cops don't have to deal with this ridiculously skilled.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So do you recognize this location? Because it took me a while to realize exactly where they are. This is where Spider-Man drops off Mary Jane in the first one.
That was a little too
loud.
Movie. Sorry for all of your ears. My bad.
It's cool. But yeah, like it took like when I rewatched this, I'm like, wait a minute. Oh
my God, you're right. I did not notice that. Well, looks like I'm watching Sam Raimi after this too.
Oh man, dude, Ian McShane. Like, I love his character in this movie.
What a gentleman.
He's such a good gentleman. And I'll say this too, he is probably John's greatest friend in this whole series.
Anymore, I would say, with the kill-offs in episode 1.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think, tying into the last point we made about the criminal underworld, this is a gentleman's game, for lack of a better term.
Yes.
This is very proper, very you have rules and you stick by the rules, and we've said that before in this podcast already, but they make no reservations in explaining that this is how a proper assassin, not just some back alley thug, but a proper working professional conducts themselves. And I think that's part of the respect as well. And it shows in all of the OG characters and even some of the newer ones with the respect and the people even just minorly affiliated.
Yep.
I love this man's voice, by the way, every time he talks.
I know. He is like the world's best concierge. Good doggy. Also, that dog is ridiculously well disciplined.
Oh yeah.
That
Also,
the fact that
love this
it
small
rubbed off so
comedic cutscene. Oh god.
Oh hey, did you
Go
see
ahead.
the homeless guy that was that you saw right before he went in there? That's totally the homeless guy that picks him up later.
Horseshit.
No.
Well, now I'm gonna pay attention. Hang on, I'm gonna pay attention now.
Oh, I love this bit.
I would have the most confused boner ever. What would you like me to do for you?
I know, right? Like, damn. So this, I believe, this winds up being the art museum that we have that's shown later in the movie where he has the gunfight.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You know what I really, yeah. So what I really love the fact is that they were like, we're making kind of an art house action movie, so let's literally have it in an art house. I mean, come on, like. And it is like a really cool location for an action sequence. Like just the whole gallery and especially with the well, I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll get there. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to ask you, do you recognize the painting that they're sitting in front of?
That's Gettysburg, isn't it?
I believe so. But I do like the fact that it's kind of a violent, kind of broad scale epic image to kind of foreshadow the carnage to come, especially between these two characters.
The homage to warfare, which essentially is John Wick in this movie is declaring war not just on the people that wronged him, but the whole underlying set of rules. Kind of like a people can get away with a lot of stuff if they know what kind of red tape stands in their way. Like if you understand the rules, you can definitely exploit them. And there comes a time, especially in John Wick's character, where he goes, rules be damned. Some rules need to be broken. And I think that's what this movie says specifically, because at first it was vengeance. And now he's fighting against the very rules that are keeping him in line with this one.
Yeah, and you'd be amazed how far that goes into John Wick 3. Holy shit. But no spoilers.
We will get there when we get there.
Yes. Should we do it exactly 1 year from now to just kind of keep the thing up?
If you make me wait a year, sir, I may come there and strangle you myself.
Is that how it's going to end here, Nathan? With your hands around my throat.
I need a better pseudonym.
Throat.
I think I need a better pseudonym because there's not a whole lot of threatening things about Nathan. I'll be really fair about that.
One that I've heard is, "I will boil your teeth."
All right then.
That's different.
Hadn't heard that one. Huh. I'll add it to the list. Excuse me.
Yes. He is kind of a greedy asshole.
Oh, he is.
Because he is literally asking John Wick to kill his sister just so he can attain a seat on the high table.
Very classic, by the way. Reminiscent of an old oligarchy, but still.
Yeah.
Monarchy, I would say, perhaps.
Yeah, I think monarchy would probably be better than oligarchy,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
still, yeah, totally. It is kind of very old school.
Very, very old school. I
Uh,
love this particular set of sequences, by the way, of him
oh,
just
dude.
getting
Okay.
ready.
Yes. Okay. People ask me like, well, why you like this one a little bit better because of scenes like this?
Uh-huh.
Exactly because of scenes like this.
I want to
Because
pay
we
very close attention to every single one of these because I fucking love them all for different
like
reasons.
I know, right? Because last time, like, he was just using either whatever resources he could find. He was just like grabbing any resources from either
Mm-hmm.
his old stash or from whatever he could
Oh.
find along the way. Oh, that
Oh.
that anger, yes.
He's not a
Oh,
machine.
he's
I
so
love that.
no.
Like, he's so pissed
He
he's still here.
yes.
And
It's
also,
like
and also, there are so many aspects of the old world that he has scattered. Like,
yeah.
how influential was he?
Very, actually, because apparently all of them greet him as Mr. Vick. It's been a long time.
Right, yeah. Like, it just adds to his his own mystery.
Or his reputation,
Yeah,
rather.
playing again at this whole shadow underworld that we don't really know, this history that we don't really know, but it keeps on getting bumped up, echoing those first initial lines of the uncle or whatever he was.
Oh, man, dude, look at those establishing shots.
Uh-huh.
Good shit. But yeah, like it's all the him like building up, like getting full resources, and you can see the full extent of services, like with weapons and armor and tailor and all, and map designers and people in the know. Like when you get to see all that in a preparation for an assassin, like hell fucking yes.
Also, specifically in Rome, so you have to imagine he has this in a lot of other places. This is one place.
Oh. Also, we got to point out Franco Nero.
Oh yeah.
Here.
Oh, hang on,
Hell yeah.
I gotta respect this line. This is such a. Oh.
Are you here for the popa?
Oh my god. Just the weight of those words.
Yeah.
And how they acted that out. Oh my god.
Yeah. Because it's like, holy shit. That's when you realize, like, all the shady shit that the Vatican City's been accused of over the years, like, you finally get that little seep into that, It's really fucking cool.
Right, and like,
okay.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I love this.
Hell yes. And I also love the fact that, you intercut it with 3 different locations.
Yeah.
You have the tailor, you have the map maker, and you have the armorer.
Mm-hmm.
And if you actually recognize the what was it? The armorer. It's the
his
the,
voice.
the same...
His voice can butter my bread any day.
Well, he's the if you recognize, he's Pete.
Yeah.
In Shaun of the Dead.
Yep. Oh god, I love this.
Oh, this guy.
Good afternoon. And
I love the tasting.
Like the
it's
whole
a fucking
armor set, is like a meal.
Yes.
Like, and for dessert, like.
Also, do you notice that liquor bottles are everywhere?
As they should
all
be.
Lit beautifully. That would be the Heckler and Notch. The Heckler and Knock weapons. Hell yeah. But the tailor, he's actually the costume designer for the movie.
Are you kidding me?
No.
This is why we're friends, Tim. You tell me things like this and I just get really excited.
Oh, this is one of my favorite lines here. With what was it, the lining?
Uh-huh. I gotta tell you, one of my favorite lines is the for dessert, and when he describes the cutlery. We'll get
Yes.
to there. We'll get to there.
Yes. Robust. Precise. Yeah.
Oh, I love it so. I can't stop geeking out about that.
This is like, oh, this is my favorite. One of my favorite lines. The what about the lining? Tactical. Ah, this is just assassin porn right here.
What makes this work though is that all three of these gentlemen act out their characters with such passion that you believe they spent their whole life studying this stuff up.
Yep.
This is what they do, and they are damn good at it to a point of artistry.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give him a bulletproof suit because we're gonna be taking a lot more shots at John Wick now. So they needed a lot, like they needed John Wick to take a lot more bullets, so they gave him an armored suit, of course. Now this shotgun, oh my god, what he does with this shotgun, holy shit! Like it that's how you fuck with
Dessert.
a gun. Yes.
Oh! Look how much pride he has in that line.
I know. It's a gourmet. This is literally a gourmet feasting of weapons.
And the thing is, he just throws it away like a throwaway line, like, you badass.
I know, right? The finest cutlery here, sir.
All freshly stoned. Duh! Honestly, if I were any one of those characters, I'd die happy. That's fine. Just
no, right?
The professionalism on point.
If I ever wind up making an action movie, because I've always wanted to make like a real, like, great fun action movie thriller, I will be sure to cast you in one of those bit roles.
Oh, thank God. I just want to geek out over weapons or something. I don't care.
You know what else it makes me think of now? Guns. Lots of guns.
Well, he does have those. And he also has the finest cutlery.
Yes, he does. Keeps that shit. Oh, dude, the shotgun belt. Like, dude, what he does with this shotgun astounds me as a performer.
He also slicked his hair back because he's going to a party.
I know, right?
He is there to impress.
I think we mentioned it in the last one. It's kind of amazing that he goes with the choice of like a long hair. Like you'd think you want to keep it either really short so it doesn't get in your face when you're fighting or when you're shooting or anything.
He was retired. You know,
True.
and
yes,
I think we made that point too. Like, yes, technically and tactically, short hair is better, but he was retired and really didn't have a whole lot of time to prep himself either. So I think the slick back look, if I'm thinking as an assassin, which I'm not, but I write sometimes in my own little BS world. But if I don't have much to go on and I can't tie it back, I'm at least going to slick it back best I can so it stays mostly out of the way.
Yeah. I guess I probably would have just tried to give it like, there's got to be an assassin barber somewhere.
Yeah, but also, do you really think you could tell Keanu Reeves to get a haircut?
Probably not. And you got to stick to that trademark John Wick look. Like, I can imagine like the hairdresser's like, all right, we're stuck with long hair. That's kind of his trademark thing with his black dark suits. We're just going to go with it. Fuck it. We're going to make it work. Oh, I love the aqua blues of the
Well, he did this last movie too.
Yeah. Oh, and yes, Claudia Girani. Love that dress, dude. Yeah,
well, they do a really good job. They do a really good job of making parallels in both the movies so far, versus the life that he wants, which is more or less in daylight, versus the life that he is born and bred from, which is this nightlife. And you could see how at home he is in the dark, but how much he loves light. And
Yeah.
I think that's an artistic choice and a writing choice that I really, really adore.
I just really love the color in the
Okay, Tim,
tunnels
we'll go
here
your way.
because, well, no, no, because like it makes me think of like this underwater like ancient sewer kind of tunnel.
Fair,
Because I
yeah.
think, yeah, I think one of the lighting technicians was just playing around there for a little while and just trying to figure out what color to go with, and he went with this aqua green kind of color to give it an underwater look. Oh, and the performers up on stage, yeah, those are the composers for the movie.
You stop it.
No, yeah, it's fun. Like I think oh, what's Tyler Bates, who's done lots of music, like one just right off the top of my head, like he did the actual score for Zack Snyder's Watchmen. Um,
Oh,
he's actually the guitarist up on stage with the crazy tacky white hair. um, but yeah, they got the actual
excuse me.
musicians for the movie to appear in the movie, which I thought was really cool. Yeah, the guy with the violin, that's Tyler Bates.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right.
Ugh.
I love the power that coat gives her.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not just the coat; it's the way that she walks as well. Like
Yeah,
there's a posture
she's
to it.
she's got presence, man.
Yes. Well, brilliant casting.
Mm-hmm. Also love the interior of like the underground tunnel sets, or this whole area. And that's the end of that plot point.
Well, I think it says something that both of us shut up when we were when she was talking.
Yeah, it does though. It really does. Like you, when this woman speaks, you kind of want to listen.
Yeah, I do. I do.
A little bit, a little bit.
It's so petite, and I think that's the correct word, and yet powerful.
Yeah. I
And
also love
again,
how these. I love how all of these candles are already lit for her, and a bath is already drawn. But then we got this great moment here.
uh huh. Oof. Well
Boop.
done.
He just Batmaned.
Everyone fucking knows him. I love that.
Yep. Everyone knows the John Wick. And I also love the fact. Okay, first off, I love the little Citizen Kane reference with the mirrors.
Uh huh.
That's lovely little detail. Um,
Uh
that's great.
huh.
But I love the fact that as soon as he pops up on her radar, she knows she's gonna die. Oh man, she just knows him. Like,
Powerful lines.
yeah. And it's really interesting, like, even though because she already knows she's going to die, but
Mm-hmm.
she still holds so much power in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, or at least as the scene plays out, to me, it feels like, yeah, John Wick does win in the end, but the win feels like a humiliation almost.
Mm-hmm.
You'd imagine John Wick would just kind of say, well, he's like, yeah, that's your guys' business, not mine, because once I'm done with this, I'm out.
I also like the presence of her as well. Like, well, if I'm going to die, I'm going to do it the way I want to. I'm still in command here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what a fantastic show of pride, almost.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? She's in this movie for maybe 10 minutes. And yet she still leaves a really good impact on
Uh
this.
huh.
And I also love the fact that the blade the blade that she slices her wrists with are what held her hair in.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool. Like, you can just imagine if someone ever were to show up, she'd just take it out of her hair and go right to the heart.
Ooh.
Oh God! And
This is
even
really
he's
important.
confused.
This is really important because I don't want to spoil the line.
Yeah, dude, I love how the
Yes.
yes, yes.
She
And he
knows she's
really
going to
respects it.
die. Yeah. She
Yep,
knows she's going to die one way or another. So she's going to do it
might
her
as well.
way.
Oh, I love the imagery of that. But I love when the blood starts pouring down her body and down her chest.
Mm-hmm.
It actually looks like there's a red dress forming around her.
Mm-hmm.
But the imagery of the blood in the water, oh, it's so good.
Well, I think it's this lovely blend of inevitability, but also taking control. So if she views John as this emissary of death, as she had said earlier, but as
Mm-hmm.
also a friend. So let's do this in the most respectful way possible.
Yep.
I'm no one's bitch, obviously.
Yeah.
And like I said, this was
He,
a really well written short character and portrayed
yeah.
perfectly.
And and I love how he even has the sympathy to hold her hand as she dies.
Well, he's never been cruel. You know,
Yes.
first one
No.
was
No.
vengeance. This is
Exactly.
the only
Of course, now he still has to put a bullet in the head because that's literally his job.
right.
That's literally as a not as a sign of respect to her, but it's to his job.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we have this awesome beat. So we had last time we had the nightclub sequence and amazing music by the film's musicians, La Castlevania, I think it's called. But now we get like a full concert, and then that goes straight into the underground tunnels. Oh, I love this character. When two professionals
Mm-hmm.
that are so fucking focused and so dedicated to their jobs that they almost become equals in that matter. And it's even present right here in the framing where where anytime they cut back and forth, it's always as equals. Get back up.
But if you look at the transcripts of their lines, it really doesn't say much at all. Actually.
No,
and so
it's all in the performance.
Yes, exactly what I was getting at.
Oh shit, yeah. Jump up onto the stage. And I love the fact that the crowd is just so worked up.
Well, I
that
think
when
it's
he
just
kills a man on the stage.
I hate how
exactly,
people are in mass, but that's exactly what would happen if you thought it was a performance.
Yep. Yep. Like they're just like, yeah, do it again. God damn.
1-2. He double taps amazingly.
Right?
Boom, boom. Jesus.
But his reloads, do you see that? You blink and you'll miss it. He just flicks that mag out and reloads and pops it back in.
Yep.
Like, God damn, right there again, too. Damn.
Oh, like they showed it a lot in the first movie, and you were impressed.
Yeah.
But this one, they really, really just, he always finishes. Always.
Yep.
Period. One bullet to stop, one bullet to end. Good God.
And I love the fact that they were really playing around with the Rorschach blood splatters on the wall.
Yeah.
Like, that's just... Oh, shit, yeah. Now we're going to the tunnels. Oh, shit. I am so fired.
But you could tell how much passion these guys have for their job. Like, it wasn't just a job to the guy. Like, he cared. He gave a damn. He was, and I love that.
Oh, Jesus. Has to tap the bullets out. God damn. Okay. So we were mentioned that he was so as good as his pistol play was being put out on display. Now it's time for the big guns.
Yeah.
Well,
I wanted to say this earlier, but I really like that this movie doesn't forget about reloading. In fact, it doesn't forget to the point where they show it in an impressive manner. Like, they don't just show, oh, he reloads, so he has more bullets. So he's not in the 1980s,
Let's see how fast we can make them reload.
Right.
And the style and the fluidity, man. Sure, just one. There's a shitload of them.
She said one with the middle finger. I want to point that out.
Yeah, that's great. I fucking love that. He's running away and shooting, and it's amazing.
Also, not really missing. Not a whole lot.
No. For running away and shooting from behind in the dark, he's doing phenomenally well.
Maybe, and this is just spitballing here, but you shouldn't lead with a fucking flashlight and just get used to
That is fair. Oh, here we go. Fuck me. He is just pressing. And I love how he's grappling the guy, and just to we got the reload, and he's back again. And he's still got the guy on there, and then boom.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, watch this reload here. He has to pull out the pistol just to keep going. And then boom. And he goes again. God. Ooh, hit in the back. Can you imagine the discipline to keep counting your rounds so you know when to reload?
I'm sorry, I was focused, but what?
The
No,
you got
no, no, no. Yeah,
distracted.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, but the discipline that you have to have in order to count your shots in order to know when to reload.
While also getting hit a couple of times too. It,
Yeah.
like the tailor said, it may not pierce, but it's gonna hurt.
All right, the shotgun. Jesus Christ. All right, now this. This is something I'd never seen in an action movie being done. Reloading like
Ooh.
a sport. Jesus. But the sport reloads where you're
Yeah.
shoving in multiple rounds at a time to get faster
Oh!
reloads. I've only
Whoa!
seen. Damn.
Oh, don't do it! Don't do
Get
it!
it down. Get
Don't
down.
do it!
And then
Oh
ghost.
God! Jesus!
Oh God.
I feel like we're
The-
geeking
the-
out way
that-
more this time than the last time. I just.
I know, right? It's fucking great. Grapples another guy. Shoot in the face.
Oh
All right, here we
God!
go. Back to the reloads, and I also love the ghost or the ghost load on the side that he has.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Jesus. Ghost load, and he's out. Jesus. Okay, so one other thing, I'm like, now, okay, so he's gotten through like 50 guys easily.
Roughly.
I'm almost curious. I'm just almost curious. Why doesn't he take a little bit extra ammo or one of the bigger guns? I guess press for time. I don't know. Either way, she's like, God damn, you people are useless. But at the same time, it's like, well, it is John Wick, so.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine that you, in general, don't send amateurs.
No, no, no.
Not at all.
But in speaking of non-amateurs, wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. You killed my client. Prepare to die. Jesus Christ.
Great rolling shot too, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, totally. But I kind of love how their relationship is almost like, or at least their style of fighting can almost be seen as like the most intense game of tag you've ever seen in your life.
It's like tag with chess, with punches
and bullets. Oh.
Ooh.
Ow, ow, ow.
There's so many stairs.
Yeah. I believe that was that along with the taxi cab hit. I believe that was him falling down the stairs was the only bit that Keanu Reeves did not do himself.
There's so many stairs.
But, yeah. I mean, the dude is like in his mid-50s. He can do a lot, but can't always do everything. Which I'm really glad that he has the humility to.
Right.
Oh God. To know when he needs to have the professionals take over.
Yeah. Sometimes Tom Cruise is not what you need.
Yeah, no kidding. Isn't it? I hear he's taking Mission Impossible to space.
I stopped caring. God, this is so choreographed.
I know. And it just keeps going. You almost get tired of watching it, but the fact that it's so well choreographed and so well shot, it's like, you know what? No, you keep going. Oh. Pull the knife out. Oh wait, no, the reload.
Yeah.
And I do love what actually makes them stop. Excuse me. This is Continental grounds. No fighting in the lobby. Yes, father.
Yeah, goddamn right.
I love the fact that they know each other's drink preferences.
Well, again, they're professionals through and through. But can I just say,
Yes.
again, the command that the Continental has
Yes.
is nothing short of astounding. And even people as respected as these two gentlemen, or John Wick, the movie, you still don't fuck with the Continental without knowing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. If you really want to break the rules, you got to be prepared to go to war or
Right.
get shot in the face.
Right.
That's the only two options when you break the rules. So you better have a fucking good reason, and you better have a fucking good backup plan for what you're about to do.
Or be willing to accept the
Thankfully, John Wick
consequences.
has. Yes. But I do like the fact that they just kind of get to sit down as quiet gentlemen, even though both of them are kind of seething underneath, especially with this guy. I forget his name. Sorry. But yeah, I really love that they get to have just like a little bit of a quiet moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they're not just sizing each other up and trying to beat the living shit out of each other. It's like, oh, don't worry. When I kill you, I'll make it nice and quick and clean. That's professionalism right there.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine. So he's probably been. He said he drinks gin, and Wick goes for bourbon. I imagine this guy will go straight Bombay. He's got a lemon in there too. I wonder what kind of bourbon John Wick drinks.
Oh, God, I want to know. No, I don't, because I'm pretty sure I can't afford it. You know,
Hi, Ruby Rose.
I almost. Yes. Always.
Please, anytime.
I
Ruby Rose,
genuinely
please
forgot what I
buy
was
me a
going to
drink.
say. Oh, boy.
Oh
Get
yeah.
it. Rejected.
Yep. So close,
Playing
so
hard.
far away.
I hate that I am. I now look. I don't. Oh, fuck.
What were you gonna say? No, spit it out.
that she's really hot.
Yeah, we're all thinking it. Come
And
on.
I would not have the wherewithal as Mr. Wick. Yeah.
To be fair, though, I'm pretty sure she would just like I'm pretty sure she could put you to shame drinking wise.
Yeah, that's
and then
fine.
just kill you in your sleep.
Yeah, there's nothing you've said that I'm not okay with.
Yeah, that's fine. This is fine. This is how I die. I'm okay with this.
Well, here's what I was going to say. I remember it now. In that whole
Mm-hmm.
conversation between those two professionals, John didn't spill the beans as to the marker, the why,
Yes,
which may
yes,
have made a
yeah.
difference, but professionalism, like,
Not to
because,
reveal his client's motives. Yeah,
right. And I think if he, would he have, it would have breached a character, sure, but I almost imagine that the other guy would have just melted, you know?
yeah. Especially knowing who was behind it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I love that shot with
Such a
the
twat.
statues in the background. He really is. Oh, these ladies. The fact that it's all old school, and the fact that all these women are clearly like ex-prisoners because they've got all these crazy prison tats.
Uh-huh.
Like, love that. Man, to go back on your word like this, man, that's not cool. Like, he did the job
TWAT.
already.
Like, we all knew he was a jackass when he knocked on, or when he
Yep.
rang the doorbell.
Yep. But I will say this: it does make for a really awesome second act
Oh,
because the shootout and like, okay, so we already had like a spectacular, amazing shootout in
yeah. Mm-hmm.
the tunnels there.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're gonna get one in an art gallery, and oh my god, if they didn't top it, it's like I think something that like Honest Trailers pointed out for the first John Wick movie, like we have like all these great action sequences that build, and then it just winds up him shooting the kid who killed his dog in the face, and the big climax is and it is a fight with an old man in the rain. Like,
Right.
it's like, it kind of feels like you blew your budget on that nightclub sequence. Whereas here, the progression is built a little bit more naturally because the final big third act fight is literally the best of the whole movie, which rightly so it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, they got this guy here. The oh, I forget his name, but I do know that he actually was a former sumo wrestler in
Oh, that's
in
awesome.
Japan. Yeah, dude, don't press him. Don't press him. You know what I just realized with the use of candles in this movie?
Hmm.
It makes me think of like those classic Catholic
Mm-hmm.
um, churches in, like, all over Europe, particularly in France. Um, but yeah, it makes me think of all of the Catholic sanctuaries and the churches.
Mm-hmm.
Very appropriate. Yep.
For the podcast, I love that we both just giggled.
Well, that's the whole idea for the show. Like, it's
Right?
kind of like, you know, I always kind of imagine, like, especially for the versus episodes, where, you know, one person has an opinion of the movie than the other. It's kind of like seeing Siskel and Ebert argue about the movie in real time. But every once in a while, it's just a great way for you to geek out
Also,
with a movie.
the quickness of that
Yeah.
particular. Good Lord.
Now, I could be wrong. I'm 90% sure I read that the lady with the violin, I believe that was Chad Stahelski's wife. I think. I correct me.
Jesus.
People out there can correct me. I know, right? Like the fact that they got a fucking big ass sumo wrestler.
But I think I like this.
Oh hell yeah!
It's a cutscene.
Ah.
They're all
yeah,
cutscenes.
yeah, because that's and the fact that they're cut out of order, as you can see, because there's 3 fights. There's the one with the sumo guy. There's the one with the lady, and then there's these 2 assassins that are going to be coming up.
Right.
And the fact that it's all out of order and they intercut it, it's not just like a boring thing where it's like one fight, one fight, one fight. But yeah, that was really crazy. Oh. But yeah, it keeps the pace a little bit more on your edge, because if it's just one fight, then one fight, then one fight, it becomes episodic and kind of boring, and it slows the movie down. But when you intercut, and you do it without
the pencil.
Yes. Oh god. Oh. Ah!
Da! Da!
Oh god.
2.
And then
Also, I want to point out it was not
God.
3 men with the pencil, but only 2. His showing time has passed.
Oh, in the head. Damn.
It's a rough night.
I know, right? Jesus. He's got nothing on the Joker.
Well, that was just surprise.
Oh, no,
in all fairness.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. He has to put another round in his head.
Jesus.
Like, he clearly shot the guy in the head, like, right down, and he had to put another round in. He's a big boy. He's a tough cookie.
Yeah, but
yeah, but still,
I have some questions.
He's just a tough cookie. I just love that little anecdote, because I thought that was a really great character bit where he had to put another round in the head. Sizing him up. And he's got to wait for the...
Now, I don't actually like that scene, because there's no way that those 2 professionals would shoot blindly in a group of people.
Yeah, a little bit.
I didn't like that.
This, however, is this moment coming up, though. The fact that he's covered in blood and clearly is like hiding a pistol, and that they don't know him, is fucking hilarious. This part right here. This is the part where both of the actors are like, "This feels weird. This feels wrong and stupid. This will never work." They're like, "Just do it." It becomes this stupid game of tag.
And they're so pissed that they can't get it. Like, God damn it, I
know,
fucking...
right? But I think they're just making fun of New York culture.
Yeah.
Where, like, you could literally have a gunfight in the middle of this, of the subway, and no one would give a shit. Jesus.
And I know that's not how silencers work, but Hang on.
Oh!
Yep. So I know how that's not how silencers work.
Yeah.
However, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love how movies generally assume that it does that way. It does add for some story.
that little announcement: be sure to report any suspicious activity. That's when you're like, they know exactly what they're doing. The filmmakers.
Well, here's the other thing that I like about these two characters. If they fight each other, it's always going to be professional. Like, they want to win the right
Yes.
way. It's not going to catch the other person while they're down. It's not going to be,
Mm-hmm.
like, because he
There's no
could have
sport
taken
in
him
it.
out. Could have.
Yeah, but there's no sport in that. Who wants that?
No, he wants to win at his best. I
Yep.
like that against these two characters.
Yep. But again, I just love the fact that no one really seems to notice like there's like a pistol and gunfight going on around here, but that's literally just New York culture. And I think it was when they were making the first one because they were filming on location in New York.
Of course they
I think one of the the guys who were setting up the lights, uh, he actually tripped and fell, and literally someone like walked right on top of him without even noticing. And they helped the poor guy up, and they're like, Jesus Christ, you could have a gunfight out here, no one would notice.
Yeah.
So they decided to run
No,
with that.
like,
They decided to run with that.
you're not wrong. When I was there, my friend made fun of me almost constantly because I was raised Midwest. And so, like, I would give up my seat or say, excuse me. People looked at me like I was an alien. And,
Yeah, in the city, minding your own business is a science.
oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
knife fight. No more Mr. Knife Guy. Come on. Oh, jeez. The power
The
in that
tension,
stop
too.
is amazing. Oh, God. And I love how the people are just like, kind of like, oh,
Well, it could
great.
be a fucking street performance for all they know. They've seen it all.
Yeah. It's the New York subway.
Yeah.
This ain't the London Tunnel or the London Tube.
It's like, this all you got? I saw a mariachi band just this morning. What you got?
That's right. That's right.
Fun fact, real thing. I also saw one of those. I love these kind of fights as well because these kind of fights illustrate differences in terrain.
Oh,
Professional fighters
oh,
use the terrain that they have. Oh,
oh, ooh. And of course, I love how surgical John Wick is.
oh.
People are just like, nope.
This is not a
But
performance.
yeah, something I just noticed about that. Right in between those lines, you could hear the announcer. You have reached the end of the line. That's really good. That's really good. Oh shit, garbage men. Again, no one notices the pistol.
No,
This is
they don't
fine.
have time to
But yeah,
notice,
no.
Tim.
Here's the yeah. But no, here's the homeless guy that I swear I saw earlier when right before he went out to the art museum. And you know what? I also love that how now I could be totally wrong, but this feels like a Sherlock reference with his homeless network.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love how quick he is with this draw.
Woo!
Jeez, damn! These
Two
fuckers just show
shots,
out of nowhere,
two bodies.
right?
Like, I don't want to fuck with that homeless dude either.
Nah, hell nah. Hell, who knows? Maybe he might not even be homeless.
Oh, I'm sure he's not. He practiced.
Actually, I would not be surprised if he was homeless, but it's by choice. Like he's so of the street that he must stay on the street constantly.
We should have a side movie of just the homeless man and the
I
badass.
was okay. Just how prominent he was, because like he had such presence in that role. Like he shows up towards the end and whatnot, but I feel like I thought he was gonna show up in John Wick 3. He didn't, and I was a little disappointed. I
Well,
love
that
the
could be
Jesus
regional.
saves.
That could be
The
regional.
Jesus saves bit there.
Oh yeah.
But that's real Matrix. That actually feels like some production of the Matrix. Um, but yeah, speaking of the Matrix, we got someone kind of big coming up.
Yeah, I remember this bit.
Oh yeah, yeah, boy. I love that shot with the water and the reflection.
Mm-hmm.
But now, if you don't believe it, it's the man himself. Say it with me now. Morpheus! Morpheus! Morpheus!
I thought that was beautiful.
Morpheus!
I really
Morpheus!
did. I was like, first time I watched this, I was like, "You're fucking me. You're fucking right now."
Right.
Is what you're doing.
Hell yeah! The man, the myth, the legend.
Yes.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I was hoping that Carrie Ann Moss would show up somewhere along the line, but so he didn't show. She didn't show up in part 3, but I'm still holding out for Carrie Ann Moss to show up and just have the trio reunite.
Uh-huh.
Fucking hell, I love the character of the Bowery King. Baba Yaga.
There's so many backhanded Morpheus references.
I know,
So
right?
many.
I also love his motif with the pigeons. Like he
Yes.
uses that as his network. Like that's just so friggin' perfect. It kind of reminds me of Samuel L. Jackson's character in uh, Kingsman, where it's like there nobody can hack into this shit.
Yeah.
I am the one. He is the one. Damn, yeah. Actually, that's kind of brilliant. Using the homeless shelters as his base.
Oh yeah.
That's actually kind of brilliant.
How much attention do you pay to a dude in the corner? You purposely ignore them, actually. Sometimes.
Yes.
Oh no,
Hiding in
silk.
plain sight at its best.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the silk robe. Love it.
King of the streets.
Dude, like the weird religious kind of stuff and decorative stuff, it feels, along with like the green paint job, it feels so Matrix. Like, you know, that Stahelski was taking notes the entire time the Wachowskis were working on those movies. They even give him a fucking throne to sit in with his desk. Jesus. He's like, bring it, bitch. I'll say. I'd like $7 million. A choice. Blue pill. Oh, that's such a good one. Yeah, what's it going to be? Morpheus, blue pill, or red pill? Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. 7 round. Yeah. I really do love that pistol, actually. That's beautiful poetry.
Uh-huh. And so different from the first armoring.
Yeah. I actually love the fuck you load.
Uh-huh.
There. Just that little extra. Oh shit. His descent into hell begins. And now we go back to the art gallery. Oh man. I honestly wish I thought of using an art gallery as a setting for an action sequence. Not just, like kung fu or martial arts or sword play or or knife play or anything like that, but the fact that they have their trademark gun fu
Right.
to go into it. Fucking yeah. Also really love the floor tiling, the kind of cracked mirrors. Nice little foreshadowing there, I think. Also, it's really great to see John Wick kind of fighting uphill for this one because, as we saw last time, we had like a whole bitchin' sequence of him gearing up for his little assassin job. Now all he has is one pistol and 7 rounds. That's all he's got. That and a bulletproof suit.
Well, what else?
Yeah, it's cool. But you know what? It's John Wick. He can make it work with just 7 rounds.
That's not awkward.
Oh, got a little bit of a high noon kind of thing going on right now. Draw.
How do you even see that many people going for you that quickly? Think it's good.
Damn. But yeah, also they got the right amount of rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Uh-huh.
And see, now he takes weapons and ammunition. Oh man, that fucking load. Okay, another really great thing I love about this sequence, but the fact that it's actually a little bit better than the last one. Outside of the Rorschach blood on the wall, they don't really damage any of the artwork. How respectful is that? Like all the statues, they're hardly getting touched at all in this whole sequence. Oh, kneecap in the face, in the face. Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
oh,
Oh, oh.
yeah. They're really only damaging like actual pillars, not.
P- pillars, walls, and heads.
Yeah,
Lots of
well,
headshots.
so many headshots.
But otherwise, it's like, dude, that I just love the idea that these guys have such a respect for the artwork that they won't mess it up, other than get a little bit of blood on it.
And when you're out of
Jesus
ammo,
Christ!
you just
Just
fucking
throw
toss
it.
it at people.
God
Ah,
damn! Look at this. It hasn't cut.
I
This
know.
wide shot has not cut yet. It's great. Jesus, damn! Underarm. That was amazing. The not just like the boom 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 in the head and then but it goes underarm and then into the face. That's great.
1-2, 1-2.
Shit. Yep. Man, look at all those bloody Rorschachs. Oh, Jesus Christ. Whew, you see
Also,
that?
gun-specific
Oh,
ammo.
yeah. Yes.
And again, attention to
Yeah, I love that.
detail that I don't think you would actually miss otherwise, but you definitely notice when they use it.
Yep. And I love the fuck you mag check.
Yeah.
All right, now this is the moment where I'm like, hell yes. We're getting
Oh.
full mirrors. Like, oh my god, they're doing Enter the Dragon. They're doing fucking Enter the Dragon, and I'm fucking here for it. Because I knew as soon as they were gonna do the mirror, they were doing the mirrors. I'm like, oh my god, they're doing Enter the Dragon. It's so obvious, but I don't care because this is amazing, and especially the fact that they're able to remove the camera in post.
Right.
They can get away with a lot more crazy angles because back in like the 70s when Bruce Lee was doing this kind of stuff, they had to rely on very careful camera tricks in order to not show up in the mirrors. Here, now you can just kind of go fucking crazy. I guess the only criticism I have about this series is I wish it didn't have as much handheld as it does. I wouldn't mind just a little bit more steady angles,
Yeah. I don't think I've really. I'm of the type of viewer that just kind of accepts it as I go, so I kind of ignore that as much as I can.
That's fair. I'm just as a former cameraman, I can see that though.
Right.
I like to keep the camera work very motivated. But I do like the motivation in this sequence. The fact that John Wick's point of view, most of the angles are very steady.
Yeah.
Whereas the other guy, on the other hand, it's usually handheld, as you can see, a little bit more unsteady. Which kind of gives me the whole, subconsciously telling you that John Wick has a little bit more power in this.
Focus. So he has more focus.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, his shots are slightly more unsteady than John's shots.
Well, it's also it's calming when you go back to John. Like there's confidence to it.
Damn. Oh man. God, can you imagine like checking your corners in a place like this?
Nope. Not one bit.
Oh, those shots look so amazing. I really got to give it to the digital artist that had to remove all the cameras
All right.
and all of that shit. Because if you miss one of them, it kind of ruins the shot.
Also, can we talk about how good this random ass gunman is? Like, he took a
Yes.
while.
Well, to be fair, the area is kind of disorienting. And I love the fact that they get to really play around with the camera in an environment like this.
Yeah. I
This is
bet
just gorgeous to
they
look
had a
at.
ball doing it.
Oh, man. Like, kudos to the production designer. Because this is amazing. The fact that as a production designer, you get to design an art gallery of mirrors. Oh, man. And along with the cameraman, the fact that it's going to be out digital later, like, that'll be great. Yeah.
One of the few shots, as cool as it is, that I call bullshit. Because how did you know he was there?
Fuck you, he's John Wick. That's why.
Right. No, I get it. I get it.
Get him. Get him. Get him. He's got a gun on his hip. Get it. There you go.
Ooh. Oh.
Also, can you really, because that's the second time he's grappled a man with his foot very close to his head, and yet he still made an expert headshot without shooting himself in the foot.
Well,
I feel like if I had tried that, I would have shot myself in the foot by accident. Like, I would have killed the guy too, but nah. I love that shot. That's great.
Well, that was on purpose.
Right? That's great. Step on me, Ruby Rose. Step on me.
Careful, Tim, you're drooling. Also, what a badass.
Right?
Oh.
Jesus. And she's still got the blade, but...
Oh.
Ah! Oh, motherfucker. So you notice she got him in the same spot that he got the guy in the subway in?
Uh-huh.
The same spot in the heart. He pulled the blade out. And she knows it. She knows exactly the kind of wound that he made. Oh, it's such a good shot.
Yeah.
The way they do, oh, it's so good. You can't tell if it's a POV or not, and I love it. I'm just a little sad that Ruby Rose's character is gone now, because I would have loved to see her do some more in John Wick 3. Although, to be fair, they introduce another really great female character, or not necessarily female, because it's actually played by a non-binary actor. And her character also can be interpreted as non-binary. But regardless, that character is just as fucking awesome in John Wick 3. I'm going to have to send you a copy sometime. You are just a child playing with fire.
What a boss.
Right. Hi. Is the doctor in? Oh wait, no, he's not even he's sidestepping the doctor altogether. I'm waiting. I don't want to see this fucker right now. Oh, this motherfucker. I hate the fact that he knows. Like, haha, you can't touch me, blah, ha, ha,
Oh yeah,
ha.
he's definitely gloating, which makes it so horribly satisfying.
You know what's really poetic? If I'm correct, I believe he only has one bullet in that gun.
Oh, we'd have to watch it again and count. Shit.
Yep, yep,
Oh, fucking twat.
I know. Oh, and the worst part is poor Winston here in the background.
Oh, he's
He's like,
begging,
don't fucking do it.
begging.
Don't fucking do it. Please just walk away.
Shut your fucking mouth.
And he's gone. Yeah, I was right. There was only one bullet in that thing. Slides back. Oh, shit.
You know, it begs the question: had he not acted like such a cocky twat?
Good dog. That you were saying?
Nope, that's
The
about it.
fact that he wasn't.
Like,
Okay.
I almost wonder if he could have been talked to if he wasn't such an arrogant twat. You know what I mean?
Mm hmm. Oh, fucking hell. This is so depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's not enough the fact that his house is just a pile of rubble, of charred rubble, but it has to be fucking pouring rain, too.
Well, it's so symbolic of the life that he want. Like I said before, the life he wanted versus the life he's in. You know?
Yeah. I just love how the rain just adds so much to his sadness and despair. Because, you know, like I said earlier in the movie, it wasn't enough for him to come home to his uh, with his wrecked car. It had to be pissing rain as well, just to
Mm-hmm.
bring in the sadness of it. And he just sits in a charred chair.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Jesus.
Well, like, I think the important thing movie wise and story wise about this is, like I was talking about in the beginning of the movie. The
Mm-hmm.
first movie was all about his vengeance. And this second one is almost like an entire finger to his way of life.
Yeah. I can almost see that how this movie is kind of because I think like they were trying to go with this whole idea of the whole series is like each movie represents the five stages of loss. I feel like this is guilt. Like he's guilty of going back in. He's being guilt tripped to stay in. Uh, in that respect. So
You sure it wouldn't be
yeah,
anger?
no, three is definitely anger.
Fair enough. Okay.
Either that or that's what's four or what four is gonna be.
We'll have to make a synopsis movie once all 5 are done.
Yeah. Hopefully, if uh lockdown doesn't completely kill all of Hollywood.
Well, it can't. We'll go insane.
Yeah. We had a really great run, movies. Now let's never make any more again. Oh, what a horrible world. Love how they have the balloons to spice up the the monochromatic frame. Oh, shit. I really wonder if when John got home, he realized, or I wonder if he was kind of formulating a plan,
Yeah.
whether or not whether just to end it all, or to to prepare for a war. And I don't, and actually, now that I'm watching it right here and right now, I feel like he was considering just offing himself, just because he knew they were coming for him anyway.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that was
what a powerful move.
Scary.
Dear God.
So many assassins.
Because I deemed it not to be. What? Ha! I'm yeah.
But what I really love is, like, I think it was, now that I'm watching this again, I think it was right here where he was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to war."
All
Fucking
because
hell.
some little twat took his car and killed his dog.
Yep. Like I said, it's this whole series is just John Wick having the worst, like, couple of weeks. One. You know what? I was actually doing some reading that referenced uh, the 5 1s. I believe that was one of the final executive orders of John F. Kennedy.
Huh.
Oh, hell. And I love this bit right here where his um, his contract goes live and all of the cell phone numbers get hit. Oh, there he is. I'm real sad he didn't appear in John Wick 3.
There are
I
2
guess he
other
was like,
movies,
well,
evidently.
yeah, yeah. So maybe we'll see it. I just really hope by the end of it all, John Wick gets his house, car, and dog back, and just can finally fuck off in peace. Or not. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the actual end for him, but it'll be a spectacular ending for his character. I don't know. Just have to wait and see. But I love the fact that as he's running, all the cell phones are ringing. and they're all sizing him up because they all want that big ass fat reward. And I really love the sense that he's pretty much running from literally all of New York. Which, if you know New
Everywhere.
York, that is no easy feat. Which I'm like,
No.
oh my god, I can't wait for the next fight.
I've
This
been
is gonna
there.
be insane. What? How are they gonna top the art gallery? I can, and it fucking ends, and that's when I got really pissed off because I'm like, God damn it, no, you did not. You did not just end here. You keep going, movie. You keep going right now. I swear to God. This is why I rage cut an entire mashup of all three films, just so I'm like, no, you did not just end there. I hate you. I want you to keep going. So, but yeah, man, that was John Wick 2. How's it hold up by comparison for the last one?
Oh god. Well, you know what? I'll be honest. This movie, without looking at the official times and all that stuff, it felt so much shorter than the last one. I think I was much more
Yeah,
invested,
yeah,
and
it
the
did.
pacing is much quicker. Um,
Yes,
because I
I
think that
think that's part of the other reason why uh, I was actually mad when it
yeah,
ended because I'm like, it didn't feel like 2 hours. It
no,
actually felt more like an hour. It felt more like 90 minutes.
yeah.
You know?
And then aside from that, like I said again, my favorite thing about all these movies, aside from the just the absolute stunning choreography, is the illusion to the world that it builds, and just the
Yeah.
scope that especially in this movie they made so much of a big deal about how it's not just this one little area, but it's so wide reaching. And you had that
Hmm.
last scene of where the people's cell phones were ringing left and right, or the scene where he said stop and the whole courtyard stopped. It's
Yeah.
huge. And you really
You
get a
know,
scene of like one man against the world, and you feel it.
yeah. Although you mentioned that courtyard scene, and it just occurred to me, this is the second Keanu Reeves movie where he was out in a courtyard where a bunch of extras just froze in time. They are everyone, and they are no one.
Like what you
That's
did
actually
there.
one of my favorite lines. Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite lines from the Matrix. They are everyone, and they are no one.
Well, it's hard to compare, or I'm sorry, it's hard to
It,
watch these without comparing it to his other
yeah,
most famous movie.
yeah. Well, I
You
mean,
know,
that's literally what the director of this one was. That's what his life was for a little while. Like between 97 to 2003, that was Matrix was his life.
right?
So like I mean, of course you're gonna take like a lot of blueprints off of them, and you're gonna learn a lot of it. And plus you get like a whole bunch of connections like that. So but as far as I go, like I remember seeing the first one and being really impressed with it, and then this one just took it to that whole new level because the first one had just a few plot holes that that are there, but only they're the kind of plot holes that you only realize like after the second or third viewing, or
Right.
long after you had time to think about it. While you're watching it, you don't give a shit.
Right.
This one, it's just like this one was a lot quicker and a lot more fast paced. And despite the fact that it is a longer runtime, it zipped by for me a lot better than the first one.
Yeah, it did that for me
And
too. It did. Yeah, I
so
was surprised.
yeah, so and again, it just made me want to see so much more, which is what the best sequels tend to do. But I think I still really can't wait to hear your reaction for John Wick 3
Oh,
because
we'll be here for it.
oh my boy. I know as soon as like you actually sit your ass down to watch it, I'm gonna get a text from you and it says it begins. Because did you also hear Halle Berry's in the third one?
What? That was too loud.
Yeah.
I'm sorry again, viewers.
But yeah, no, Halle Berry's in it, and in addition to having gun foo, there's also dog foo.
Okay, listen. That is rude. It is so late. And I have things to do. Fuck it. I don't need to work tomorrow. Like
We're not working class stiffs. Of course
Holly
not.
Berry
No,
and
no.
dogs. Fuck you, Tim.
Oh, that's not even like the best bit. Like there's some I can't even. I don't want to spoil anything. Like it's just oh shit. Like if you thought like the because like the visual set design
Mm-hmm.
in like this one was of course certainly upped. Like the most visually stylish and engaging uh sequence was in that nightclub in the first one.
Oh yeah.
But you know, this one they had a whole freaking art gallery. In the third one, it's not as interesting as the art gallery, but the way they light it
Okay.
is astounding. And yeah, holy shit! Like, if you thought his shotgun performance in this one was amazing, wait till you see the third one, because Jesus Christ, I've never seen a man reload a shotgun so fast.
Well, he has practiced.
He has
Like a
practiced. Like,
lot.
if any of you out there are listening, do yourself a favor and check out on YouTube the Keanu Reeves training for John Wick.
Even if you
And I
have
believe
seen
Halle.
it, like,
Watch it again.
yeah.
Like, dude,
Oh God.
so good. Like, and you can also see her, Halle Berry training alongside with him, which is kind of fucking cool. Um, and I'd also really highly recommend checking out the interview that he did to promote John Wick 3 for on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Because, you know, in addition, he talks about, you know,
Oh, I did see
doing
that
gun
one.
fu.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He talked about gun fu on a horse, and he does the fights and the ninjas on motorcycles and all this other crazy stuff. But my favorite, of course, like the best part of that interview, the best part, everyone talks about it, is at the very end where Stephen Colbert looks him in the eye and he goes, "Keanu Reeves, what happens when we die? What do you think happens
Yeah.
when we die?"
That's
And he
part of that.
goes,
Yeah.
"I think that the ones who love us will miss us." And it takes Stephen Colbert just his breath is taken away and he just gives this silent, "Wow, I am in the presence of a true wise gentleman," and just
Right.
shakes his hand like that. uh
Well, that's the part of that
uh
interview that was circulated so widely. You know, it was
yeah,
that
well, it was
bit.
such a good answer. Like, I would die to run into Keanu Reeves like on a subway. Like, just sit next to him and be like, "Hey man, how are you?" Like, big fan, and really want to say what a big inspiration you are, and hey, can I take a picture with you? Cuz is that cool? Like, I don't want to like bug you or anything, but because I love the fact that even when you get too bashful, like I know there's this one story of a fan who was so bashful that she was in the presence of Keanu Reeves that he got this moment of eye contact, like, "I recognize you and I know who you are." Too bashful to say anything, and the whole time they just sat in silence on the subway. And when he got to his stop, Keanu just turned to her and just said, That was really nice chatting with you.
I
Like,
think
God
that's a
damn it,
funny
my
thing.
heart.
I honestly think because I've never wanted to be the fan that just gushes, no matter who,
Yeah.
because I try to think, they're people too. They get it all the time. I'm sure they're used to it and all that stuff, but still, you know, it's got to be exhausting. So I think, especially in Keanu Reeves, uh, his presence, I think I would purposely try to get off first. Now, this is just me romanticizing it, but I would be like, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Reeves, it's been a pleasure. Have a good day. And then I would try to walk off, knowing that I could have probably asked for so much more, but I want to respect the man. I'll kick myself, but I'll be proud of me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I think I would try to hold in the
oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
as much as I can. Like as
I'm not
soon as he's
sure.
gone, I'll just
I,
I think once he what if I ever get that moment and I just walk away, I think I would literally have to find like I would have to shout in like just take off my jacket or shirt or whatever and just yell into it in pure ecstatic.
right. I have no idea how well I'd ever cheer up to my own personal expectations if I ever had the opportunity, but I'd like to think.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's just it's something to dream about while we're working, our day jobs and that sort of thing. It's a nice way to think of to escape the hard times that we are going through. Yeah. Well, it's been a wonderful, wonderful time. This is so. I think, yeah, we can have you on John. We'll do John Wick 3 in exactly 1 year from now, and hopefully by then we'll have like at least an announcement of a
right.
John Wick 4.
Well,
Hopefully we'll have one by
I'm
then.
always up for showing up on one of your shows, Tim. I thoroughly
Yes,
enjoy doing all of this.
yes. But yeah, we will we'll definitely have an excuse to have you on before that though. But regardless, 1 year from now we'll come back with John Wick 3 and I will have a bottle of whiskey for you.
I'll be there.
Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Next week is going to be Temple of Doom. I'm coming back with my buddy Sean Wheeler and also an old friend of mine who has some thoughts and feelings about Temple of Doom. So we'll see you then. This has been an episode of Comtrack where you'll never have to watch a movie alone again. Peace.